justice for our people. Brothers and sisters, America is on trial. That's right. America is on trial because while we got democracy up in Washington and they're pulling Trump, and our beloved brother, I love him dearly, Benny Thompson, while he's sitting and he's the head of that committee and he's trying to preserve democracy in Washington, democracy needs to be preserved right here in LaFleur County, right here in Mississippi. That's right. So that's my position. That is my position. By any means necessary that it takes to extradite Carolyn, Bryant, Donham, regardless of her age, she committed a crime. That's right. If they can come in the middle of the night, pick us up with parking tickets, that's right, and unpaid fines and do roundups, that's right, they can go and get her. Ashe? Ashe. So the movement.
Brother Patrick Lumumba, Chief Organizer, Facilitator, Mississippi-based Black Liberation Movement. I want to say this. Out of oppression, change comes. Out of the most oppression comes the most change. Black people in Mississippi.
So I'm a beachside hotel. As you can see, I'm pretty relaxed. I'm looking for someone who likes sand.
We're looking for something very special to come out of Mississippi. 1955, Carolyn Bryant Donham escaped justice. 1966, Kwame Ture stood in this very city and proclaimed Black Power.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Black Power. Black Power. Black Power.
Black Power.
2022, we come back to the very city to serve both those purposes, to bring justice to Carolyn Bryant Donham and to pronounce a clear indication of Black Power. That's why we're here today. We're here today to serve justice on behalf of our brother Emmett and to speak to the humanity of Black people. That's right. So as Chief Organizer, Facilitator of Mississippi-based Black Liberation Movement and inspiration of the grassroots organization pushing Mississippi on the move, we stand today in solidarity in Mississippi, the last state that you thought would be standing in solidarity. We stand today. Black Power.
Black Power.
Black Power.
Black Power.
Oh, yes. Black Power, Salam Alaikum, Hotel, free land, power to the people. I myself is Brother Kareem Mohammed. I stand here today in solidarity of the Emmett family. We stand in support of Sister Priscilla in her efforts to continue on the struggle to make sure that Emmett get justice. We first want to say that we honor and we always remember Mother Tia for her courage and encouraging to make sure that the ancestors gave her the spirit to be able to show us today still what they had done to Emmett Till. So we honor them, as Brother Malik said, that it became the beginning of the civil rights movement as we know it today. So we stand here today in solidarity of that, saying that justice will be served one way or the other. So we here at the LOC, we look at and see ourselves as the RFs. So if they're not for the State Department or the Department of Justice, do not serve the one, then we are set that we have no other choice but to mobilize our own people. We must come together as a collective effort, and that's what we plan to do. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We plan to come together as a united front up under the LOC. And we stand here not saying the LOC is an organization, but it's a conglomerate organization, the NAACP, the Nation of Islam, the NBUF, National New Black Panthers organization, and other organizations, 100 Black Men's, Black Progressive Organization, entrepreneurs and religious institutions, working collectively together to bring about what we see here today. And we stand in solidarity saying that we will be on the move, as Brother Patrick says. So we are launching in 2022 what we are looking to do in 2024, which will be Freedom Summer 2024, where we will come back organized to Mississippi and continue on what our ancestors started with Faneuil Heyman and with Freedom Summit. We plan to come back here and organize, but up on the our Black agenda for Freedom Summer, where we would teach freedom schools throughout this state and organize and plan where we would pick our own candidate for our own. It would not be a Democratic Freedom Party. It would not be a Republican. It would be an independent Justice or Else Party. A party of individuals that want to come and be a part and tired of individuals that are not representing us. We will remove them and put those in place that represent us so we can, at this point, understand that Mississippi, who is the most state that has the most treasures of doing something to Black people, are only 3 million. And we Black folks are 1.4 of those 3 million. So we got the numbers. We got the numbers, and at this time, there's more Black politicians throughout this country than any since the Reconstruction. However, in Mississippi, there are more Black politicians than any country, any state, in any state. So we have the power, we have the number, we must pass it, we must come out, we must teach it and others. We must galvanize our people to mobilize. We cannot act like we're going to redo something. Fannie Hamer and the Bucks had a beautiful plan. Let's take that plan on and take our Mississippi state back. Black power.
Black power.
Hello, everybody. Doing today? Are y'all fired up?
Yes, sir.
Are y'all fired up? Y'all ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Fired up?
Yes, sir.
Ready to go?
Black power.
Fired up?
Fired up.
Ready to go?
Ready to go.
Fired up?
Fired up.
Ready to go?
Ready to go.
Fired up?
Fired up.
Ready to go?
Ready to go.
I echo the sentiments of these leaders before me. There's not a lot I can add to it, but speaking truth to power, we want justice for Emmett Till. He's been dead a long time ago. Justice for his family. Like I said earlier, if the local DA will not go and prosecute the case, the Attorney General for the state of Mississippi, also the DOJ for the United States of America, they have the rights to do that also. It's been too long, we never thought this case would actually come to justice. Last year, they said there's no way we could get a prosecution for this case last year. And right now, in the 6 months, look what came up. The original arrest warrant for Ms. Bryant.
That's right.
But the thing about it is, are we going to do anything about it?
That's right.
Are we going to do anything about it? Are
Yes,
we going
sir.
to put pressure
Yes,
on
sir.
Mr. Richardson to execute? If he doesn't execute, we got other attorneys to go. So we're asking everybody to stay focused. We're looking for something to be done with the affidavit. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, I want to bring back Brother Kamal Kareem because there's a question on the table. What happens if he doesn't execute the warrant? Well, first of all, we're not going to skip over that because we have just declared war to get this warrant issued. Is that right? That's right. We have just declared that we're ready to throw down by all means
Necessary.
to get the warrant issued. Is that right?
That's
All
right.
right. So is today just the end of it?
No, sir.
Or just the beginning? Okay, but there are other options we want to let you know. There are other options that the people have under the law that the people can act on their own. I know some of y'all are going to appreciate this. So I'm going to bring Mr. Kamal Kareem, back on to explain the process of people's grand jury. Talking about people's grand jury. Y'all hear that? What did I say? What did I say? People's grand jury. I can't hear.
The people's grand jury.
One more time.
The people's grand jury.
And then you get Brother Kamal. Ashe. Brothers and sisters, how many of you actually live in LaFleur County? Okay, say that's a wonderful start. Yeah, actually live in LaFleur County. Let me tell you what's going on spiritually before I even get to this part. See, this warrant here was not found by happenstance. That's right. Every 65 years, your people, the Dogon people, they do a dance called the Sigi. Come on. And this dance is for liberators in the Christian world. They say messiahs, deliverers to come where there's injustice. They do it every 65 years. But this time, they started in 2017 and they did not complete it until April 22nd, 2022.
Come on.
So they just completed it. But not only that, the reason why the Dogon do this is because of the position of Sirius A in the skies, called star called Sirius A and Sirius B. And also the alignments of the planets, they get in a direct order.
Come on now.
What this does is, because you all do know that we are electromagnetic people, you know that, don't you? Well, what that does is that causes certain things to happen and certain things to rise in the earth. The rivers rise. You know, the Hopi of the Nile, it used to rise when these things would align, this A and Sirius B. How does this do or deal with what we're talking about now? In 1966 in Greenwood, Mississippi, this was the origin or the originator of Black Power by a speech that was given and a coaching that was given by two individuals, one named Kwame Ture, known then as Stokely Carmichael. The other one was Willie Ricks, now known as Mukasa Dada. That's right. That's 1966. That's right. When young people start saying Black Power. What we're witnessing now is the resurgence of Black Power.
Yeah.
Right. What the brother attempted to do with the gang truce, with the Natchez March, with the Second Amendment March, and all of that is the resurgence of this. But the ancestors and the energy from the ancestors said, nah, you're not through. And he calls the spirit to come into this courthouse. Now, I heard the circuit clerk, and he said that, you know, how he found it, this and that and the other, but that's how he found it. But deeper than that, the ancestors let him find it.
Yes.
You have to think about how in the world, out of 67 years, that's right, that you would find a warrant that's still active in order to activate a case so that you and I would be able to have justice. That's right. I say again, it's not just Mississippi on trial, it's America on trial. Because where you want democracy up in Capitol Hill, we need democracy down here in Mississippi. So how are we gonna get democracy? We're gonna get democracy by organizing. Okay, we're mobilized right now, but we're gonna organize. How are we gonna do this? There's a sheet of paper, and all we need is LaFleur County resident's name, address, and phone number. That's all we need to go behind this statement. And it simply just says this, what you've witnessed here in this document, the circuit clerk has laid it all out. And here's what it says. It says, we, the duly elected voters.
Hey, hold on 1 second. Let me help you. Let me hold it. Let me hold your statement. Oh.
Well, bro, I can't see. I got no glasses. So, okay. We, the duly elected voters of the county of LaFleur, Mississippi, request by law that a grand jury be convened concerning the arrest and extradition of Carolyn Bryant Donham by virtue of an unexecuted warrant for the kidnapping and murder of said minor child, Emmett Lewis Till, August 28, 1955. We, the following signees, declare all rights of due process under the Mississippi law and the laws governed by provisions of the United States of America and its Constitution. Witness our signatures. My brothers and sisters, the only thing that we have to do is for each one that lives here in LaFleur County, take some copies and make some copies and get people to sign this. And within the next 12 days, we put a certificate of service on the back of this and come back and bring this up here to this courthouse, because this makes this a legitimate document by law and the duly voters of LaFleur County. And he has to move that warrant. And if he can't move that warrant, by virtue of the people, he has to conduct and convene a grand jury and has to be explained why.
That's right.
And so that's the first initial.
Run that again.
Thank you. Read my mind.
One more time.
I'm gonna show this to LaFleur County.
The district attorney,
Okay.
the DA, he had, first of all, by request of we the people, he has to move on this matter by convening a grand jury, because kidnapping, see, this brings like new evidence to this case. because it's an undiscovered warrant.
That's right.
And a travesty of justice that occurred.
That's right.
That did not give proper trial or due process even to us,
That's right.
being Mississippi residents and citizens.
That's
Right
right.
Right on.
So it's very, very important.
So let me ask you about this process. So you're saying that if the petitions to convene the grand jury, once you take it to the district attorney, he has two options, and those two options are,
Well, if he does not honor the request of the citizens of LaFleur County to serve the warrant, then he better have a good damn reason as to why, or be better ready to prepare to leave office.
That's right.
And you speaking on the district attorney.
I'm
Richardson,
talking about the
Richardson,
district attorney.
because
Yeah,
he
duty.
has a duty to convene the grand jury when the citizens have.
When the citizens have empowered and impounded a grand jury by the citizenry, he has a duty. Why? Because he is a servant himself. He is a servant of the citizenry.
That's right.
And if he does not
Attorney's name, sir?
Dwayne Richardson.
Dwayne
Richardson. Yeah.
if he does not execute the wish of the people, he can be recalled.
Right on.
And we want to add to that he's also attorney in Greenville, Washington County, so we'll be on him down there as well. He serves in Washington County as well.
So to everyone who lives in the county, please make sure that you have a copy of what I read, but more importantly, that you make copies, signatures. We need over 1,000 of them. It wouldn't hurt to have 1,200 of them, but we need them. We need them like today.
So, all right, so what we're gonna do here is, obviously, we're gonna leave here and take care of some business away from this camera. We got plenty of business to take care of. But first of all, let me give y'all a black hand for coming out. Thank y'all for just taking the initial steps. Patrick, everybody that drove these highways. Let me give y'all a black power. I want to thank state organizer here in Mississippi, strong black man, Brother Steve Harris. I want to thank them. I want to thank Ms. Sherelle Potts. She's another strong man out here. Commanded on the ground.
Right here, right beside you.
All right, welcome. Welcome to my
Right here.
NAACP. Honor, brother. You're our ally, brother.
There you go.
And just walk. I want to just thank all of the Mississippi Black Panthers here in Mississippi. So we got to be about our work. I got to tell y'all something. Now, we went to Raleigh, North Carolina yesterday, and we went to every last known address. I mean, these is well-researched, investigated addresses. And she was ducking or hiding. There was somebody in the house, but they was hiding. Okay, and so, but then we got some more information. And she may be hiding out with a relative in Greenville, Mississippi.
That's where she was.
Listen to me.
Yes.
They tell me that Greenville is overwhelmingly black. 81%. Now, I refuse to believe that Carolyn Bryant is.
Oh, we got to look out for sure.
I refuse to believe that if it's known that she is living in Greenville, Mississippi, amongst us, that's going to last any amount of time.
That's right.
All right. And Sunflower County. So we got to stay. So we heavy on the research now. We heavy on the trail. She may be hiding. She may be have escaped Carolina. They be hiding in Greenville.
Now, let's not forget, of course, you know, Governor Ronnie Musgrove. That's her nephew. I know that. I know y'all.
Well, the last Governor Bryant as well. I mean,
So,
Phil, yeah.
those are her nephews. I get
That's right. Yeah, former governor.
All right, so you're telling me we're dealing with the good old boy now.
No, that's my point. So they have, I'm sure they got plenty of money and plenty of connections to make this happen.
All right, well, let me take him. Well,
She found out that the war is for her arrest. Do you think she would try herself?
She knows that a warrant's been issued for her.
Absolutely. If the DA in the United States Department of Justice said,
You mean that they're going to execute the warrant?
no, do you think she'll try herself?
No. After 67 years.
I can't read her mind.
my inclination would say that no potential defendant is going to willingly just accept the warrant. But not after all these years. So again, I won't comment further on her being in Greenville, but that's something we're going to address in our private meetings. And we got plenty of business to handle. We got the petitions, grand jury petitions. He ducked out today. He has to be dealt with. There's a lot to be dealt with. Now, for you all who are watching, what y'all can do, help us right now. We got some phone numbers. Who's got the numbers pulled up? Phone numbers here too. The district attorney here. It's on my.
I can give you the actual courthouse number.
Hold on, I got it on my page.
I got it on my phone, but I'm on live.
It's okay.
Okay.
Let me pull it up. There's some numbers we want to call. Who has the LaFleur County District Attorney Office number here? We want y'all to call these numbers, and I want y'all to put it in the chat room.
If you call this number, 662-453-1435, this is the number to the courthouse right here.
Okay, I got the specific.
If you call this number, they will, transfer you. But if he has,
okay, hold on. Here's the number. This is what everybody can do. If you can't make it here, you can't do what we're doing. You can still be in the fight. Take this number, put it in the text. Everybody call. They said today, everybody's been calling. We want to spread it all around the country and keep calling. Okay, and the number here is the district attorney for the 4th Circuit Court. Why they say 4th Circuit? I don't know about the LaFleur County. Dwayne Richardson is 662-378-2105. 662-378-2105. Once again, 662-378-2105. That's district court. That's the DA, the district attorney here, Dwayne Richardson. We need the calls to be made. His email is Dwayne, D-E-W-A-Y-N-E, Dwayne at MS-Delta-DA. It's on the flyer on my page, Sister Carolyn. Just put it in there, please. MSDeltaDA.com. That's Dwayne at MSDeltaDA.com. Email him, call him. You got the county sheriff. He's supposed to execute these warrants. His name is James Haywood. James Haywood's number is 66. Sunflower.
Ricky Banks is here.
Ricky Banks is here. Yeah.
Sunflower County is where it occurred, right?
No, LaFleur County.
I don't know. Somebody put this out.
Money, Mississippi, and that's LaFleur County.
Okay, let's go to the Mississippi Attorney General, Lynn Fitch. Lynn Fitch, the Mississippi Attorney General. Y'all should be hitting these emails and phone calls hard. Get all your friends and family and everybody in Mississippi, especially LaFleur County. 601-359-3680. 601-359-3680. Her email, I'm talking about the Mississippi Attorney General, Lynn Fitch. She looked like she might be part of the good old girl network. She is. She is. 60, gotta put the heat on. Black people have to organize. The only thing they respect is organizing and political power and some other power that they come from. 601-359-3680. 601-359-3680 with the demand to arrest and to prosecute Carolyn Brian Donham. That is what the demand is for. And Benny Thompson, representative, a black man, state representative. Come here, brother, come on, because I'm sure you got somebody. Pull it up while we right here. The only United States representative who is black here that is in office, even though the state is almost 50% black in population, they have one state representative in Congress out of how many?
400. No, 367.
No. How many congressional reps do you have?
Oh, from here. Yeah, four.
Okay, so he's 1 out of 4. Yes. I don't know him that well, but they know him that well. Okay, so can somebody pull up this number
662 455 9003.
662-455-9003.
Let me also give you Miss Washington number 2.
Okay, hold on. Let me get that again. 662-455-9003. 9003. That's State Representative Benny Thompson.
United States representative.
United States Representative, the Congress, who needs to act and take a stand on this matter. And who else did you have?
His Washington number is 202.
Come on, here, read it too. We got the Nation of Islam. Brothers and sisters, when we got the Nation of Islam doing on-ground political action, that means something special is going on here. Go right ahead, man.
Yes, sir. His Washington number is 202-225-5876. Once again, that number is 202-225-5876.
All right.
Now, you're not gonna have any problem with Ben.
Right.
You know,
Not.
no.
All he needs you to organize collectively as black
You're
people.
not gonna have.
He'll back anything that you do.
Right.
Right. All right. Well, he's going to see one of the most well-organized, professional, organizing campaigns that he's ever seen. He'll back it. I can guarantee you that. And also, I got to say to others who are watching that are in our network, the 2A network, that if she's found, and if she's located and found in this state, as we get ready to leave off these cameras and do our research, then there will be a need for some stronger action. There will be a need for some much stronger action to produce justice in this case and to flush her out, honestly. And so all that are listening, I'm talking about to Commander Nick Bevel, who has made strong contributions in this state, to all of my other commanders who are out there. Be on notice that the call may go out at any moment shortly, because she may in fact be found. And if she's found, this is Mississippi, this is the country. And so they ain't gonna roll over easy. Ain't nobody rolling over easy out here.
Right there on
We ain't rolling
Right there on
at all.
FYI, we got a Ku Klux Klan chapter, sir. Many I've seen them myself, and if they convene at night and they sheets on. I'm telling you, recently, not far from my house where I live at. That's what I'm trying to tell them about.
So they say that there's Klan in this area and these territories, and
they convene
it is
right
what
there.
it is. We're also in the coming right to you, sir. We're also in the areas where the Honorable Stokely Carmichael or Kwame Ture walk. We'll do that. We're gonna have libations. So who are you with?
I'm Delta News, sir.
Delta News.
So that you were during the probably the other day, knocking on this Donham's door.
Right.
Where do you think she is?
Our information said that she was living in Raleigh. Our latest information says she's living in Raleigh. And that's why we pursued her to every location.
She wasn't there when you knocked on the door.
She wasn't there. She wasn't there. Well, I can't be thinking. The police in North Carolina seem to know where she is. And I don't know whether they were being deceptive or not, but they implied that she may be out of the state. Then I just received fresh information with a fresh address on her in Greenville, Mississippi.
Really?
Yeah. So I mean, if she's bold enough to come back to Mississippi and move with someone in Black Greenville, then certainly that presents a serious opportunity as well as a challenge for us.
So if the district attorney does not act on this warrant, did I see you calling for protest?
I'm not a protester, but I encourage all protests though. I encourage all protests, but I myself am not a protester. I'm an attorney and an organizer. I will tell you that we won't. I won't get to the point where if he doesn't, I'm expecting him to do this. I'm not jumping over it at all. Our focus is on making him do his job. If at some point, by all means, exhausted and he doesn't do his job, then there will be further action. I can tell you this, Carolyn Bryant Donham will never live in any peace inside of the United States of America from this day forward. That's a movement. That's our movement statement.
So many people
demand closure in this case, that this has gone on for too long, unanswered?
Absolutely.
We demand justice.
Yeah, it's not symbolic or it's not even therapeutic. It's a matter of justice. It's a matter of justice. We went over this many times. We've seen in the state of Israel, they say they have found somebody that operated a Nazi prison camp or a death camp. That man could be 97 years old, living in Argentina, and they will go and extract him from Argentina and bring him back on the trial into the state of Israel.
Because the people demand it.
We have to be tough. As a people, we have to be tough. We can't be soft-hearted or weak-hearted.
So you say you're calling on this is trying to be like the district attorney in Hines County that finally indicted and got a trial and got conviction of violent death.
Exactly. It can be done and it shall be done. And it will be this would be a sign that perhaps Mississippi is on the move. Is
on the move.
Well, I won't say on the move. I'm going to say exhibiting some change, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm cautious when I say that. I know that you all on the move. That's beyond a doubt. But the state as a whole, I don't know, because this is a matter that's long ago should have been decided.
Would you say you're somewhat optimistic?
I am. I'm optimistic because I know that there'll be new fighters on the table. There's organizers, it's the NAACP, some of the strongest organizers in the state. There's new Black Panther Party, their attorneys. So I'm optimistic. And I want to be clear that this is just the beginning. We just found out this is the initial stage of the battle, what they call an opening order of battle when it comes to warfare. An opening order. And it has a number of steps that we won't get into here. And we absolutely are going to be presenting Richardson with the people's petition. A people's petition to convene the grand jury from the citizens of this county. I don't know if you got that, but that's important. All right, we thank you so much. Yes.
Didn't the grand jury produce the original warrant? Wasn't the grand jury produce the original warrant?
No. The original warrant is signed by the authority's sheriff. The sheriff produced this warrant and squashed this warrant.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, it's an affidavit is sworn by the judge in this county.
There was a grand jury that was convened in 2007, back when she made her original conviction. And that grand jury didn't get anywhere. I think the grand jury nowadays would finally see reason to take action.
I would think so. I would hope so. This is what we call, this could fairly be called newly discovered evidence. Newly discovered evidence changes everything. If you're in a criminal case and you've been convicted and you failed on your appeal and you failed in your petition to the Supreme Court, you can still receive justice under what they call habeas corpus with newly discovered evidence. All right, and this is newly discovered. This means that this woman should have been arrested and brought to trial, not to a grand jury. This is an arrest to stand trial. Okay, and that never happened. And so that's what we're focused on, and we believe that things would be different. That we're seeing some things different in America. We're seeing the killers of George Floyd spend their life behind bars, at least Chapin spend his life behind bars. We're seeing more police officers prosecuted and sent to jail when yesterday it wasn't happening.
So justice delayed is still justice, sir.
Justice delayed, but certainly as long as justice happens, it's not full justice. I mean, a lot have gotten away with this, but this would be some justice. And this is a challenge for us to see whether or not we're going to lay down or stand up when presented with a challenge. Thank you so much. All right, thank you.
I'm in the Delta News.
Delta News. We'll remember that.
Greenville.
What's the name again, sir? The name.
699.
What's your name again, sir? Dennis.
He's the new director down there at Greenville.
202-699. 699.
No. We're throwing out where he at. No, he's
1046. Now I'm gonna see, I promised 699-1046. Now I promised brother Minister Kamal Kareem that our lobbies in Washington DC, that we would immediately next week go and see Benny Thompson on this matter. So I'm gonna take everything that's being done here, say it here, and execute it here. And I'm gonna go and see him on our behalf, all right? And I'm gonna see every other Mississippi congressperson.
Right.
I mean, every one of them. Makes no difference, black or white. I'm gonna see every one of them on this matter, and I'll be able to report back to you all and take this assignment from you all then.
Quick question: if you're from another state, can I write my congressman to approach this issue to put pressure on it? Since my particular congressman seems to have a lot of interest in what goes on with the black community here in Boston. And we don't have black representation in the congression.
Ring the alarm. If you feel that contacting your congressman in your state will help, by all means do it. By all means do it. We need the entire congressional black caucus. If they ever going to do something collectively, they need to collectively now come forward with a resolution. They need to collectively come for a resolution and show that they are resolute about getting justice.
And that's the entire black congressional black caucus.
And so your congressman is a black man?
He's not. He do not. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. We do not have, but still, he's a part. They did make him a part of the congressional black caucus.
Come on, y'all.
We don't have to wrap this up.
That's a serious.
Yes, it is.
That's something serious.
Real serious.
They made a white man an honorary.
He's still white.
Don't give me the
I got you.
I'll take it one step further.
Yes, ma'am.
I would be
Kareem,
amazed.
we got one thing to do. We got to pour our base.
Yes, sir. I would be amiss, Dr. Jones, not to thank you on the behalf of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and his Southern Student Minister Abdul Sharif Muhammad. And we want to thank each and every one of you for taking out of the time to come and to stand here at the LaFleur County Courthouse to show solidarity. The minister said that we must pull from the world. It's like a breast. We pull from her breast. We can't do that because we don't have faith. If we had faith, we can pull from the world and get exactly what we need. So we're pulling from the world. We're pulling. We're standing on faith. We're standing in power, and we're standing in unity. And so we're saying to Ms. Bryant, wherever you are, you can't stay there for long.
That's right.
You have to come back and face it. You would have to face it head on. So we're going to do whatever we can in our power as a citizen of Greenwood, LaFleur. I live right down the street from the courthouse. I'm getting out with my petitions tomorrow, and I'm hitting some of these black businesses, putting it on their doorstep and say, we need these signatures. So you do have the Greenwood Study Group on behalf of our student minister, Brother Basim Muhammad. Once again, we thank you, and you have our support.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Come here, lady.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. But I want to say, I want to receive this positive greeting from the Nation of Islam under the leadership of Minister Louis Farrakhan and the regional minister, Brother Abdul Sharif Muhammad, as well as local study group leader, Brother Basim Muhammad. I really want to thank them. And I want to say that everybody that's watching, that this is a good example, that the students of Khalid Muhammad and the representatives and students of Minister Louis Farrakhan, and we can get some constructive work done in the community. And it's good, I have to be honest, it's good to see the Nation of Islam moving on the ground and moving on political campaigns. I know that has a lot to do with Brother Kareem Muhammad, who's got them moving and got them rolling. And that makes me happy. That makes me happy. And so we're rolling together in the cause for justice on this case. So thank you so much. All right, now we're going to pour this libation.
Brother Malik, while we're doing that, we have a question online. Can we get a physical address of the location in Greenville so we can go check that one out?
I know it right now. You stand by on the page we're going to give you. Okay. We'll give out that information when we know it's true and when it's time. Because if she is in Greenville, it's going to require some serious preparation and organizing to get the job done. And that's why I put the alert out to all the commanders and everybody to get ready, because it will take in-state forces, out-of-state forces, and all kind of forces to bring her out of the rat hole. All right, but we're working on it, y'all. We're working on it. One stage, one step at a time. This is not going to be won in a single day, but we could knock it off in a couple of weeks if we go hard. We go hard. We got to put the fire on this man's behind. District Attorney Dwayne Richardson called that number, and we got to put the fire on him until he wants to dispose of this matter constructively. Come on, we're going to do a libation. We're going to do libation.
Okay, you see this water? It has bubbles in it. That means that it's living water. And because we had people that
Y'all
don't
come on
look
around so we
like
can pour this
us
together. Come on around so we can, come on, Sister Queen.
educating our children and educating us in the 70s, we lost some of our culture.
Right.
So when you got water that has bubbles in it, y'all see those bubbles? That means it's living water.
Okay.
It's not compromised.
Okay.
So I went to a well in Grand Junction, Tennessee, and got this water. This is what I drink. That's why I think the age don't look like that. So we used to, when women, first of all, do I have permission from my elders to speak?
Pour it out.
Yeah, go. No, I have permission from my elders to speak. Yeah, go.
Hey, come on down. Brother, you don't mind. I don't mean to put your sight condition on blast, but I do want to say something. And because I need to tell these other people that ain't doing nothing what you do. Not miss this opportunity. Okay, come right here, man.
No, wait.
Okay, we're gonna pour the libation. Come on, we're gonna walk out here. Come on.
And that's one of the reasons why we pour liberation. So again, it's permission from my elders.
Come on, y'all. We come in the circle. Come on in the circle. Come on in the circle. We stand next to the Queen. And I want to say something before you pour it. Before you pour it, I want to say something. Y'all who are watching. Y'all don't know it, because I haven't said it. And you can't tell by his work. But Brother Kareem Muhammad cannot see. Okay? He's legally blind. Okay, and this is one of the strongest organizers in the United States of America.
Yes, he is.
Am I right?
Okay.
I mean, without the power of his sight,
Yes, he
but
is.
with the power of his soul, and the power of his mind, Ashe moves the state in the action
Right on.
and has set a great example for our people around the country. And I need y'all to know this, because all of y'all that's younger in age and got your full sight and your faculties, I need you to take an example. I need you to take an example from this man right here, because he's an example that you don't have any excuses.
That's right.
When you see Kareem moving and organizing 24/7 and taking messages and rolling, and he can't see Instagram, he can't see Facebook, he can't see none of that, but he's moving the wires. And therefore, if you ain't on the move right now for liberation, you ain't got no excuses. I won't cut you a break out here. I won't cut you a break at all. God bless you, brother. I love you, man. I swear I love you. I can't honor you enough. Thank you so much. You're one of the greatest helpers in Minister Farrakhan in the nation of Islam. My brother Khalid, my teacher. You know that Dr. Khalid would love you and still love you. That's all right. All right, Black Power, y'all. Y'all didn't know that Khalid Muhammad is a Mississippi man also. He was a minister here, he's a teacher here. He knows all about Mississippi. Come on, y'all, we're going to hold hands and get our libation on. So hold hands and get our, if you got your family, hold the elbow. Just hold the circle somehow. Touch your elbow, close it. You can still hold it, that's right. You keep on doing what you're doing. Go ahead, man.
For my great-great-grandmother sold into slavery. I say her name. Jane. Ashe. I wash my feet for the steps that she made. Mississippi. So Ashe. Ashe. Ashe.
Community. Make it Evans.
My God, man from next.
Kwame Ture, Stokely Carmichael.
Chuckway Lumumba Senior.
Ashe.
Malcolm. Mark.
Ashe.
Maya.
Ashe.
Tommy Hunt, grandfather.
Ashe. The four little girls, all of the unnamed.
Miriam Berry, Ashe, Mississippi boy.
Jerry Stewart.
Right. Samir Rollins, Susie Coleman.
Everybody that died in
Yes,
this county
Jalen
that never got
Walker.
justice from
Yes.
this courthouse.
Yes,
I mean,
Jalen
everybody that got cheated in this courthouse and went on to the grave and got cheated right in this county. Ashe.
The middle path home.
Ashe.
Harriet Tubman was a slave.
Ashe. Give it up for my granddad, Ray Jacobs. My grandmama, Lottie Jacobs. All of the Jacobs family. It's 13 sisters and brothers. All of them.
Nat Turner.
Johnson family, Ashe. All sharecroppers that kept their land and fought for their land so the black folks can have something. The Johnson family, Ashe.
To my parents, Reverend and Mrs. Walter Jenkins.
For the many people that are killed daily and these yet to be United States that don't have a voice, we say,
Okay, y'all hold hands with me. Trust me on this. Hold hands with me. Hold hands with me. Trust me on this. Repeat after me, okay? Okay, Black Power.
Black Power.
We are an African people.
We are an African people.
Robbed of our homeland.
Robbed of our homeland.
Robbed of our names.
Robbed of our names.
Robbed of our religion.
Robbed of our religion.
Robbed of our culture.
Robbed of our culture.
Robbed of our God.
Robbed of our God.
Robbed of our motherhood.
Robbed of our motherhood.
Our fatherhood.
Our fatherhood.
Our sisterhood.
Our sisterhood.
Our brotherhood.
Our brotherhood.
And our nationhood.
And our nationhood.
But we shall rise.
We shall rise.
Never to fall again.
Never to fall again.
Up, you mighty nation.
Up, you mighty nation.
You can accomplish what you will.
You can accomplish what you will.
All power to the people.
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 No justice.
No justice.
No peace.
No peace.
No justice.
No justice.
No peace.
No peace.
Black power.
Black power.
Black power.
Black power.
All right.
Real black power. Real black love. Real black unity.
here we go with some good
See y'all in a minute. We on the move. We gotta go have a strategy meeting right now. We gotta have a strategy meeting right now.